that is full. It's the chance I should have taken. It's the man in front of you. There's no reason for the way I'm feeling. Am I crazy in a crazy world? Can't help thinking it's always on my mind.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that a nice way to start the show? Hi, everybody. You know what else is always on our mind? Wednesday, noontime, The Conversation. And today, I'm your host, Mario Nunez, and I'm always seated happily alongside my broadcast partner,
Joe King Carter. Good afternoon, everyone.
And if you've been listening today, you know full well that today is that very special day we do 3 times a year where we ask for your charitable, tax-deductible donations to help keep community public radio on the air. Joey, tell us how special it is that we remain viable and continue to broadcast.
Oh, we need you, everyone, and we need you now more than ever. By the way, let's distill this down to the basics. Community is everything in our world today, folks, and our world is changing rapidly. It's changing because of what's happening politically. It's changing because of what happens technologically. Just last night, I was watching a little video stream about what's going to happen in the very near future when children are going to chat GPT for their answers and not to their parents. And so we are about to reconstruct our society in a way that has some incredible positives, but also some possible negatives. And so in this world, community now is everything. Your personal community, your local community, it is everything. And so this is what we are about here at WMNF 88.5. And most of our funding is coming from donations from folks like you. Yeah, folks like you folks, not the guy next door, not the guy who's making $1.5 million a year. You are the people who are donating to us, and we need you, and we need you now.
Organically, that's how it works, Joey. You know, many hands make light work. And as you heard on the show just before ours, Talking Animals with Mr. Duncan Strauss, you know, he does a wonderful job of raising funds as well. In fact, he's in studio with us right now because he's got a couple of people that he would like to thank. And before Duncan gets back on the road, we want to make sure that he gets a chance to properly thank everybody. Hi, Duncan. Thanks for being here with us.
Thanks. Sorry to interrupt. Just want to do
no interruptions, my brother.
Some people donated towards the end of the show. So we got the famous anonymous people for a nice pledge. We've got Susan from Tampa, Florida, with a $100 pledge. Says my comments is my crazy dog Ori. She's getting a woman's artist short sleeve shirt as her thank you gift. And another anonymous for a nice $100 pledge. Appreciate the program dedicated to animal welfare. So thank you all those who donated now and before, and let's keep it going here for the conversation.
Thank you so much, Duncan. Thank you. Safe travels back home. We appreciate you so much. That's the great Duncan Strauss, y'all. You can hear him every Wednesday just before us. He throws it to us, and we're so grateful he does.
He talks to animals.
Yes, he does. He is our own little Dr. Doolittle. But he's actually more like Dr. Do-a-lot because really Duncan does a wonderful job with this show. Amazing. As he has for the last 30 years. Yeah. So, Joey, we expressed the importance of community today more than ever.
Yes.
And of course, we meet each week at the intersection of community and culture, and we know how important it is that we continue this conversation on The Conversation. Boy, I'm off and running today. So tell them maybe a little bit about the merchandise that we have, which is always unique, always special. If you know one thing about WMNF, it is an enclave for artists of all manner, right? So if you're a graphic artist, if you're a visual artist, if you paint with words, if you speak for a living, if you play music, it's all art. And so whenever we get these fundraisers, man, we put our art department to work, and they have come up with, again, exceptional merch that you can acquire by making a simple donation. Describe some of
That's
that
right.
stuff,
And
Joey.
by the way, folks, that merch in its total array is available to you on our webpage, WMNF.org.
If you'd like to see it.
If you'd like to see
Before
it,
purchasing it?
you'd like to go there and maybe think of it as doing a little shopping. Go to the webpage and look. And we always come up with interesting and creative ideas, as Mario was saying. This year, each cycle, we have different merchandise, obviously, and so we have some very special items available. And I'm just going to call out a couple of them.
Please do.
and
Please do.
maybe
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. So we have, first of all, our wonderful T-shirt. The T-shirt, it says WMNF on the front, and on the back it says "Zero Silence, Just Waves."
I love that.
Yeah, and it's in a kind of aqua color, kind of a turquoise color that is really very beachy and summery and nice and very cool looking. As always, our T-shirts are the coolest T-shirts in town.
Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool. In fact,
absolutely.
Jessica's got one on today.
That's right. So you can have that shirt for a $100 donation or for $10 a month. Make it painless, folks. Just go in and do a $10 a month, and this way it slips out of your account, and you don't even know what happened.
I love it. I'm a member of the Circle of Friends here, and so are you, Joe. And,
That's
and,
right.
And we recommend that you consider being a Circle of Friends member because you'll get a little patch, you'll get a little, like a window decal that you can put on your automobile and let everybody know as you're driving around town that you are a big supporter of WMNF and everything that we do here. And Joey, we talk about it each and every week. Excuse me. We talk about it each and every week that community radio, public access, NPR and the like, we're all right now suffering with this current administration that is doing all it can to silence our voices. And the only way that we can remain on the air is by keeping our head down, doing the work, and raising the funds.
Well, let me also say, as someone who's been very involved in my community for years, neighborhood associations and various boards, I can tell you this very simply, that democracy begins with community and community involvement. And folks, there's no other way to say it. We need democracy now more than ever because these forces that are at work in our culture at the moment politically are not in favor of democracy and the common vote. So let's get involved, folks.
And they are unrelenting, Joey. They're unrelenting. Let me just mention for the people that might not know about programming here, the programming schedule on Wednesday, because we're partial to Wednesday. Why is that, Joey?
Because we're on?
Because we're on Wednesday, right, Joey? There was no trick question there, my brother. That was a straightforward right out of the box. Yeah, so we're on Wednesdays. And not only are we on Wednesdays, which is hump day,
Yes.
but we're on Wednesdays at noon, which is the hump hour. So Humpty Hump, we take, once you finish listening to our show each week, we put you on that glide path towards the weekend. And we hope and we think that we set you off in the right direction and with the right energy and with the right vibe and the right feelings to make it the rest of the week a positive place to be. But let me just run down some of the shows that are on Wednesday. First Call, which starts at midnight, is because 24/7, but we don't ever stop broadcasting here. Then there's Retro Jukebox at 3 a.m., 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Can you imagine the dedication it takes?
And it's great stuff, by the way. I listen when I'm up.
The morning show is on at 6. That goes from 6 to 9. And, of course, Amy Goodman, Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. And Amy Goodman and Juan Gonzalez, that is just a show that we cannot live without, the information that comes out of there. Then you've got Midpoint with Shelley Reback talking animals, which we just heard from Duncan Strauss. And again, at noon, the conversation with yours truly and Joe King Carter. But it doesn't stop there because the music hits you right after we get finished. And that is, we've got True Talk coming up, which, forgive me, we've got It's the Music with Jim Bannon for a couple more weeks.
That's
Traffic Jam with Nancy Lee. Latin Jazz and Salsa, or Latino 54. I think I've got an old schedule here. And Latinx coming up at 10 o'clock in the evening. So we are privileged, pleased, and really tickled pink to be a part of this lineup. We'd like to continue to do so. Our goal today is $1,200. It sounds like a lot, but between Joe and myself and the listeners out there, if 24 people gave $50, Joey,
Yeah, there
we're
you go.
in. If
Or
24
let's parse it out. If 12 people give $100, and by the way, I
It's
want to
simple math.
I want to make it very clear that I think we all understand now that at this moment we are having a kind of transitional political state, and in that place, these tariffs that have been discussed ad nauseum in the culture, we all are a little bit concerned, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future, and I understand that, folks. But we cannot drop the ball on WMNF .org. We cannot, 88.5, we cannot drop the ball because this station needs to survive through this and be very clear that it has its concerns about how it might survive. So there are forces at work right now that probably would like to see us not be here.
As does the conversation. The conversation needs to stay viable as well. We need to stay here also. $1,200 is our goal. This would be a great time to give you the number to call, 813-239-9663. That's normally the number that we give you when you'd like to join us here at the Conversation on the Air. But today, all of the calls are being rerouted into the donor center where volunteers are standing by to take your call. Let me give you that number again. I'll slow it down just a little bit. It's 813-239-9663. Let's hear from our friends, our neighbors, those of you that like to listen to us because you like the sound of our voice, or you like Joe talking about the fact that he's a lay historian in Ybor City, or you like hearing me talk about the fact that I was once upon a time a flight attendant and I traveled the world, or you don't like us. Maybe you don't like us. Maybe you just want to send us $5 and wish we'd go away. We'll take your $5. Ain't that right, Joey? We will take their $5.
Yeah, we'll take a pity donation.
Listen, thank you, and we'll go away. But listen, Joey,
let's talk a little bit about some
read one
merch.
of your volunteers. Well, I think we've got a couple of already donations. Why don't we just let everybody know who's donating right now? Because the phones are ringing. We can see the lights going off here in the studio.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to Justin Peters, who donated $27.10, asking for no merch or anything, just donating. Thank you so much, Justin.
And let me also say thank you to Sharon Varghese, who is from Montano. I'm going to say Montano because I don't know any different, Illinois. And it's not Illinois, Joey, because you know why? There's no noise in Illinois.
Oh, wow.
You see what I did there?
That's called a mnemonic device.
And she's getting some demonic device, I think. And she's getting a bumper sticker. So thank you, Sharon, all the way from Illinois. We certainly appreciate you. I think you've got another one there, Joe.
I do indeed. I want to thank so much Audrey Cuddy Ragnon, a friend and a woman in the community that many people know, who is very supportive, and she gave us a generous donation. And thank you so much, Audrey.
Let me also say thank you. That's for Audrey. And thank you, Allison Fonseca of Smokehouse Barbecue. Allison, thank you so much for your donation. We appreciate you. We love you. We know that you are a force in the community, and we want to say thank you so much. We wrap our arms around you and your family because your generosity, always, you lead with your generosity, and we appreciate you so much. Hey, Joey, talk about that merch now.
Yeah, let's go back and look at some of this merch. We have, first of all, one of my favorites is a cap, a trucker's hat, what most people would call a baseball cap. I have been wanting one of these for a while. If you are out there in the audience and you are follically challenged as I am, you must live under a hat. I live under a hat in Florida.
Well, you should, Joey, because your dermatologist is going to tell you otherwise.
Yeah, well, all I do is, I give him money for his cruises down in the Caribbean. So where the sun is also intense.
Very much.
But at any rate, this cap is gorgeous. It's cool. It's simple. It's black, and it's got in orange letters WMNF. Wear it with pride. Wear it with dignity.
And how much do they have to donate to get that cap?
And all they have to do is either donate $88.50 or $8 a month. Again, I cannot underscore.
$8, Joe. You can't get a coffee for $8.
$8 a month. You won't miss it. By the way, when I look at my bank statement, out of all the things that go out of my bank account that annoy me, the one little bright spot that makes me happy is that money that goes to WMNF, and that's the gift I would like to give all of you.
I want to agree with you 100%. I am also a member of the Circle of Friends, and the Circle of Friends is one of those contributions that I make every month that I know is going to an amazing, amazing cause. So we see Sean Canan, who's just stepped into the studio. Whenever we see Sean, one of two things happen. Either we're smiling or we're frowning. If he's bringing in a yellow piece of paper, we're smiling because that means donations are coming in. And I think we're smiling today.
Yeah.
Sean?
So I do want to thank some people for donating, but this one came in during Talking Animals, so it's all great. It's all supporting the station. But I do want to encourage people to donate right now for the conversation. And the number to call is 813-239-9663 or WMNF.org. WMNF.org. Thanks to Elizabeth Gordon for a $35 contribution. They are getting the dog wind chimes. So thank you for supporting Talking Animals, which did meet its goal. That's great.
All right.
And,
Congratulations.
Points very close. I think that they'll end up making their goal, and Democracy Now! Made its goal. So we want to really help the fund drive get off to a great start with a fourth consecutive show.
Nice. Come on, y'all.
Yes.
Call now, 813-239-9663 or WMNF.org.
Yes.
Sean, now you mentioned that we are the fourth show in the succession that we need to make our goal because the other three made theirs. And if anybody knows anything about baseball, the baseball lineup when it's put together, probably your power hitter, your heavy hitter is in the 4-hole, right? He bats clean up, as it were. Now, what would it say about us or the community if we can't make our goal?
We got to make it, folks.
We got to do it. So
We
we're
gotta
counting
make
on
it.
you. Thank you, Sean, for helping us with that.
Thank you, Sean.
Let's get a grand slam.
Thank you. I
There
love
we
it. There
go.
we
That's
go.
it.
Look at Sean giving us those baseball terms. We love that. So, Joey?
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the dry bag. The dry bag is this sort of wonderful green color, very organic looking. That is a 2.5 liter bag with a roll top closure. It's phone friendly. It is something that you can attach with a clip to anything that you are going on a bike ride. You're going to the beach.
I love that.
It's a container for you to attractively and effectively take care of your personal items as you're going around in the world. And it is only $65, or once again, only $6 a
and
month.
50 cents or less than that, right? $6 will get you there because that's 6 times 12 is 72. We can do that. We can do that simple math. Let me also say that, today is in many ways a happy day, even though some people find it a little bit stressful because we have to come over here and we have to. And listen, we are listeners too. We listen to community radio. We listen to NPR. We listen to WUSF, which is our cousin on the other side. And so whenever these fundraising days come along, I know you guys hear us talking, hear us asking and making pitches for money, and then immediately you turn the station because you don't want to hear about it because maybe in some ways it makes you feel bad because you're not donating or it's icky. It's icky. Well, we're trying to get you through the ick. We're trying to get you over the top. And we're going to do that by making you feel wonderful today, by offering you some music that might just change your energy. And this is one that I think is really effective.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
It is a lovely
There.
day. It is a lovely day, Joey. I mean, I'm not stressed at all.
My energy is just so
I feel
simpatico.
the loveliness. Do
it's
you
nice.
do you have something you want to say about somebody that might have called in?
I just want to say thank you so much, folks. We are getting some donations, but we need more. But I want to say, first of all, that we have, let me get this name correctly, Christian Unruh from Tampa, Florida, has donated $108.
Dale, Christian, dale.
He is taking the unisex T-shirt. And so Christian, thank you so very much.
Do you have another one there? Because
do.
listen, the calls are coming in, and we're ever so grateful. We've got $1,200 to raise today. We're on our way. You guys are doing the math at home. You're adding this
There
up.
it is, folks.
We're starting to creep a little
I
bit.
want to thank you, a woman I know, a dear person, Irene Pellegrino Mathieu, who has donated $100. Thank you so much, Irene.
Those $100, they will add up. Irene, you're the best, and we appreciate everyone. With $20, $5, $10, $100 certainly will get us on our way.
Whatever you've got, folks, we'll
Joey.
take it.
So let's talk. I know you mentioned the merch earlier.
Yes.
And it's wide. It's varied. Look at that over there on your right, Joey. Look at what the different merchandise, right, for the different donation levels. So talk a little bit. Just rip and run down that list, and anything that jumps out at you. The cooler backpack is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Well, I think
that's for $120 or $16 a month on the Circle of Friends.
Absolutely. And then there is, of course, as we mentioned, the T-shirt, the cooler backpack. We mentioned the dry bag already. The dry bag is I just went through. And of course, there's the event passport, folks.
Talk about that, Joe. If you have some information on that, because the passport is actually very cool. It's a premium gift. It's a premium donation, but it's the gift that gives all year long.
It means that you are going to receive 12 months worth of entertainment through through 10 tickets that will take you to various events sponsored by WMNF, and it's a way for you to be connected into the cultural circuitry of Tampa that is and the Bay Area in a wonderful way.
I love that. Joey, can you repeat that? Because I don't think you can. It's a way to be connected to the cultural circuitry. Damn, Joey, every once in a while, you surprise me, son.
Well, you know.
You surprise me. Let me ask them, Joey,
by the way, that's
$1,000,
folks.
It is $1,000. That's what I was just going to say. Or $84 a month.
Or $84 a month. But just think, it puts you in a position where you don't have to go through Ticket Line or any of these services. You don't have to go deal with how much the ticket. It's there. It's waiting.
And each and every month, you get to attend the different events that we do, which includes one that we just had recently, which is our Heat Wave, our premium signature event each and every year, which again was incredibly successful at the Cuban Club. Joey, this is the time of season when you get up in the morning and we know we're doing fundraising. And I was jazzed from the beginning.
Yes.
It took me a minute to get my second cup of coffee in me, and I got ramped up. I got juiced up. I got here. I saw Randy Zimmerman in the hallway. She gave me a hug for good luck, and now all of it's rubbing off. Let me read a couple more of these donations.
What have you got there, Mario?
Well, I've got one from Susan and Fritz. Susan and Fritz Kaufman, thank you for your wonderful charitable and tax
dear
deductible.
friends of mine, Susan from New Jersey, by the way. They're not here locally. They're in New Jersey.
The Kaufmans. Thank you so much, Susan. And Kimberly Burns Cummings from Tampa. She donated $100. So thank you, Kimberly.
Oh, Kimberly, thank you so much.
She is just, for those of you that know Kimberly, you know who she is. And you probably might have remembered her mom, too, because her mom was the preeminent talent agent back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, Miss Dot Burns. So, Kimberly, we love you, and thank you so much for your donation.
By the way, Mario, I have a joke for you. I forgot.
Come on, brother.
I heard a joke
Can you say it on the radio? Can you say it on the radio?
Okay, here we go. So this guy walks into a bar.
Okay.
And the bartender says, "Can I help you, sir?" And he says, "Yeah." He says, "You know what? I've had a great week. Some nice little financial situations happened." He said, "I have never been able to do this. I want to buy the most expensive drink in this bar."
Uh-huh.
And so the bartender says, "For the most expensive drink." Well, he says, "Well, I'm not sure what that would be." He says, "But let me tell you." He says, "Off the top of my head, we have a Nissan Cognac 1980 that's $100 a glass." He says, "Oh, that sounds intriguing." He says, "Now, if that's not to your liking, we have a 75-year-old Macallan that's single malt. That's $125. And he says, "Wow, that's amazing." He says, "By the way, what is that music I hear?" He says, "Oh, that's WMNF 88.5. We play here in the bar." He says, "I think that it kind of classes the joint up." He says, "Well, I'm new to the area. I've never heard of WMNF." He says, "Well, WMNF is called the greatest little radio station in the world." He said, "And it plays the most amazing content." He says, "First of all, they have a crack news department that takes care of local and world news." And he said, "And then they have a public affairs program where they have all of these people who are volunteers who come in and put together these incredible shows in which local energy is coming to you and news and information." And he says, "So that's amazing. But what you're hearing right now," he says, "is programmers come in and hand pick and curate music for the radio." The guy says, "Well, this is amazing." He says, "Yes." He says, "It is." And he says, and is this a service that I have to pay for?" He says, "Well, in a sense," he says, "it's free, but you can pay for it by donating money." He said, "Really?" He says, "It's totally community supported." And he said, "And that's what makes it so lovely and so wonderful. And that's why I play it here every day." And so the guy says, "Well, I tell you what," he says, I don't think I'll buy the drink. I think I'll spend that money on WMNF.
Look at that, Joey. I don't know that was a joke, more of a limerick, or maybe even one of those little funny, cute moral of the story kind of a thing. But thank you for sharing that. And that was a wonderful walk, a long
folks,
walk, as it were.
it was a long walk,
Yeah, but
here's
what
the
Joey's
point.
what Joey's asking is that this is the time for you to go to your phone at dial 813-239-9663. Just ask Siri to dial it for you. She'll do it. 813.
It's so easy, folks.
Put my voice next to your phone and let me see if I can help you. Hey Siri, dial 813-239-9663 and give us a donation. Joey, let me read a couple of these because listen.
We've got more calls coming in.
Listen, okay, before we read these, I just want everybody to know how happy I am because I am super, super happy.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along.
Thank you, Pharrell, and we are happy. And why are we
Yes.
so happy, Joey? Why am I smiling so much at just about halfway through our show? Because the donations are coming in. You guys are answering the calls, and we so appreciate that. Keep them coming in. We've got $1,200 to raise. It's not that much for, this particular fundraising drive, and we're about a third of the way there. So these donations keep coming in. Let me just say thank you to Roxanne Lewanag Kelly from Spring Branch, Texas, who phoned in and donated, and we so appreciate that. So, Roxanne, we love you. Thank you all the way from Texas, y'all. So, we've got fans just about everywhere. Also, Senator Charlie Rodriguez, my dear friend, gracias, Charlie, por llamar y por apoyar. Charlie donated $100, Charlie, to the conversation.
Thank you.
And both of them in the comments section said, keep up the good work. Charlie, all the way from Charlie Rodriguez,
Thank
the
you,
Honorable
folks.
Charlie Rodriguez, all the way from San Juan, Puerto Rico. So thank you. I mean,
San Juan.
Gratitude is the attitude right now, and I think if we just continue to resonate gratitude,
Yes, folks.
we'll bring people to us. Let me
Yes.
also say for the record, because it's important, volunteers come in here on these days when we do our fundraising, and this is all week now. So we are leading things off. This goes from this Wednesday to next Tuesday. It's an entire 7 days because we've got 7 days worth of programming, and we're honored because we get to kick it off. And if it starts off right, usually that momentum will carry us through the entire week. I want to thank you to returning donors Pure Kitchen, located at 3214 West Kennedy Boulevard in Tampa, for feeding us an organic and vegan dinner today. They sent macaroni and cashew cheese for the vegans. Welcome back to Kyoko and the crew from all of us at WMNF. Also, thank you to Jerk Hut, located at 1241 East Fowler near USF. They sent jerk chicken, rice and peas, plantains, or as we say in the neighborhood, plátanos, and steamed cabbage for the volunteers and staff here tonight. Jerk Hut has a Seminole Heights, Tampa location too at 1045. That's 1045 East Hillsborough Avenue. We're very happy. Happy is the theme today, folks. Happy to have you on our ongoing support for Community Radio and WMNF. Thank you for being such a great partner to WMNF.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, folks. I was back there in the call room where volunteers are waiting right now to take your call. And they're back there, and in that same room is all this food. And I tell you what,
It smells delicious.
unbelievably good.
Yeah, we
back
couldn't
there.
do it. I mean, listen, it takes a village. It takes a village and a small army of people to put this together each and every quarter. We do it about 3 times a year. So I guess every 4 months we do this fundraising. And we're doing it today. So, Joey, we've got about 2/3 of the way to go yet, and we're looking for those calls. Let me give that number again, because without that number, gosh, you won't know where to call.
That's right.
813-239-9663. From anywhere you might be, you call us. We'll take that pledge. WMNF.org. You can always, if you can't get to your phone now, or you can't get to your credit card now, your debit card now, you can always go on WMNF.org. But we ask that if you do that, you seek out the conversation and make sure that your donation gets credited to our show,
please,
because we want to make our goal. If not, Sean comes in here with a different colored piece of paper, and it might just be a pink slip, and he might just tell us, boys, boys, it's going to be a sad day for you, boys.
Well, but this is true, folks, that we are kind of, in a way, the new kids on the block. Our show is a year old,
still in that infancy
and
period.
there are shows here that have been here for 20 and 30 years, and we want to remain, and we feel that we're providing something for you, we hope, that is enriching your lives, because with all of the other public affairs shows, you're getting some hard-hitting information. Shelley Reback does an incredible job on her show, by the way, in giving all kinds of hard information. We do something a little different here, in which we are exploring other human relationships in human narratives, and it's important, and I think people feel connected to it. And so, therefore...
And we like to keep doing it, Joey.
We want to keep doing it.
Of course.
So therefore, please, you know what? If it's $10, give us throw $10 at us, please.
We like this, and every time this other big fella walks in here, and he has DJ, look at that, he's coming in with papers. I love it, DJ. This one's for you, baby. Thank you. We appreciate you. The ones that we've already read, Joey, we can give them back to DJ, because he'll take them back and put them in the book. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Let me try something here.
Go ahead.
Let me read this little pitch over here.
Okay.
It says, your support of WMNF has never been more crucial than it is right now. With federal and underwriting funding for public media under threat, community radio stations like ours are facing unprecedented challenges. But WMNF has always been powered by listeners like you, people who understand that independent media is essential to a healthy democracy. For 45 years, we've brought you uncompromising reporting, diverse music, and authentic community voices like ours, Joe. Help us keep that tradition alive by becoming a member today. Call 813-239-9663 or visit WMNF.org to donate. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you call a cold read.
That's it, folks.
That's what you call a cold read right there.
Remember, that was good.
That was good.
Mario and
Mario
and I got in our little cars and drove up here today. We live in the neighborhood. We are in the neighborhood. We are an extension of you. We are representing you, and so are all the volunteers here representing you in the neighborhood to be someone who is contributing to this democracy. Community is so important. And as Mario pointed out in that read that he just gave, there are big guys in this culture of ours, we won't name any names, who would like to see this kind of democracy go away. So please support us.
We're not going to allow that to happen. But let me read a couple more donations. And thank you again. They just keep coming in. And we are so, look, the hairs on my arm are standing up, Joey.
I see that.
I really feel.
As few as you have.
Thank you for that. I feel connected. I feel connected to our audience. Let me just say from Carol Pellegrino. Carol Pellegrino, who donated $27.10. She says, this is a tribute to my gal, Sal. Carol, we love you, and thank you so very much for donating. We appreciate that so very much. Also coming in today, Richard Dutton. Richard, who's called the show before, Richard Dutton and listens to us often. Richard Dutton from Sarasota, Florida, donated as well. Richard, thank you.
Thank you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you both for continuing to support us here. We are excited. We are excited. This is like a little ticker tape. So I just got a little notice saying that we need still about $600. So
yes.
Imagine, if you will, as Rod Serling.
We're halfway there, folks.
As Rod Serling used to say, imagine if you will. And so we need still about another $600. So look, in about 40 minutes of the show, we've gotten about 50% of the way there. So maybe in the last 25 minutes, we can get all the way there.
Yes. Yes.
So this would be a time for you to pick up that phone and call us at 239 813-239-9663 to remind us how much you appreciate what we're doing.
And by the way, folks,
and if you've got a dedication, you can also say that, because we'll read that on the air as well.
I would like to right now let everybody know that we have a donation from Anonymous for $5.70. And that is, thank you so deeply much, because you know what that tells me? That tells me that person was so inspired that, and yet at the same time was not well capitalized, that they said, I'm going to give them at least $5.
Wow,
folks,
that's inspiring, Joey.
There is no donation too small for us. And by the way, 10, 20, 30 of you at $10 each, and we're starting to get those numbers there. So please, ladies and gentlemen, remove this month's latte and spend your latte here.
You're
at
asking
WMNF.
people to give up a café con leche to donate to the conversation? I second that emotion. And for those of you watching, on Facebook Live, thank you again for being there. Normally we carry this feed simulcast, but full disclosure, today when I went to hook up my little inner workings and connect everything through the board, I realized that I need to recharge the battery on my switcher. So we're not doing that. But we are still broadcasting live on Facebook from my Facebook page. We are excited. We're getting closer. We've got about $600 to go.
We are,
So
folks.
that's 12 donations at $50. It's 6 donations at $100. It's 24 donations at 25. My math is, I've lost now.
How about this?
Go ahead, Joey.
It's one person at $600.
Oh, my. Do we know that person, Joey?
Well, they're out there.
Is that person out there?
I think you're out there,
Is that
folks.
person out there?
Yes.
Is there one person that could push us over the top? Now, I'll tell you what, if that one person shows up, Joey and I will take you to lunch. Joey and I will take you to lunch, and we have just the spot. We know exactly
Absolutely.
where we'll take you.
Absolutely.
So one person
And
coming,
we'll try to be as entertaining as we can be.
as we are right now, at least as we hope we are.
Well, I don't know how we are now. But
Absent the headphones and the microphones. But we will dress nicely. We will comb our hair, and
Yeah.
we will show up and have lunch with you. So we're looking for one benefactor, one donor that can help us get there at $600, or 2 at $300. We listen. We are not discriminating here at the conversation.
No.
We just want to make sure
we are about love.
love, and let's just remind everybody that we still need money. Is that what we need? Jessica, I think we need money. I'm not sure if we do or not, but perhaps we do. Jessica, what say you as she swings the microphone into position?
Well, I think that there's lots of reasons for community radio, and we should have Joe give his commentary on that.
How about, but don't bury the lead here, Jessica, because you've got these two testosterone-laden voices rattling on and prattling on, and all of a sudden that soft, that nice feminine touch comes into your ears, and it's like, wow, that's a nice elixir.
Succinct, my friend.
Beautiful. Well, she doesn't say much, but when she does, pal, you better listen.
There it is.
Joey, community radio, she wants you to elaborate.
She's going to play it.
I think she will.
It's been great. I think today's show on Midpoint with Shelley Reback was excellent about stress, because I think we're all going through something right now that's pretty intense, and we are in the middle of or approaching a constitutional crisis, and I think a lot of people are very stressed out about that. Imagine being a person who's living solely on your Social Security and you're not sure that it's going to be there for you.
Yeah.
So, It's a tough time for folks, and my advice to anybody out there is action is the way that you overcome depression and stress. So you know what? Just don't back away and say I'm checking out. Be involved at whatever you can do, wherever you can do, which is the heart and soul of WMNF. An action-based community.
There you go, Joey. Brought it home right away.
Community,
I like that.
There we go. Yeah.
I like that about you, that you always round it out and bring it back home. Joey, very prescient.
Wow.
Very prescient, that commentary. Very prescient.
Well, I didn't
still
expect
applies.
that, but still, thank you.
Wonderful. So maybe now you give them the number and you close the deal. There's the number.
There's the number. 813-433.
No, that's the text number. Joey, step there. You go.
Well, you have
I'll
to
give
read
you
it.
the number. This is on behalf of my broadcast partner, Joe King Carter. 813-239-9663. Take it from there, Joey.
Folks, please give us money. We need money. We
Damn,
need
Joey,
money.
listen, blunt force trauma works too, I guess, right?
We need
I was
money.
trying to be a little more subtle, have that feathery touch.
I don't have a problem with asking you for money
you
because
go.
it's for something that is incredibly important in my life and in your life and in the lives of thousands and thousands of people in the Tampa Bay area. It's about community, and community is so critically important. As I get older, I realize that community is the thing that draws us all together. We are all connected through our community, and our society is pushing us toward alienation. It's pushing us toward social media and being in our homes on our devices and not being part of the real world. And that's not the direction that's healthy.
Community and community radio goes hand in hand. They're synonymous, but also community, because once you find out what's going on here at WMNF and all the goodness and the richness that comes, the wellspring from which this is the originator, you realize what a great group of people to be around. And I think that at its core, at our core, is our community message. And what we want to continue to promote is you have a place here. You have a place for family here. You have a place for like-minded people here.
You have a
Not that
home.
we don't ever get into little back and forth, because, you know, there's the vegans and the not vegans. I'm just saying, we have those discussions, and they're rather spirited. But we do it always with love in our hearts and empathy and compassion for our fellow man and our fellow volunteers, because, again, this is all volunteer. You guys, we're asking you to send us your money to keep us on the air, but it's not for Joey, it's not for me, it's not for Jessica. We don't go out and go to lunch on that money. We don't put gas in our car. Joey certainly doesn't buy a new T-shirt. If you're looking at him, you see what I'm saying. And I'm wearing the same T-shirt that I wore last week. But my point is, it's for the station, and it's for the ability and the opportunity to continue to be on the air. Joey, you've got another couple of donations you'd like to read?
I have a donation from David Scharf.
Oh, David.
And David has donated $20, and he is a good man and a great man and a lovely human being. And thank you, David.
A Tampa native who I have it on good account. I think he's up in New York presently, even as we speak. So he's paying attention. He's sending us his donation all the way from New York.
Wow.
I've also got one here from a name that most Tampeños will remember, certainly Tampeños of a certain age, Mr. Marty Fleischman. Mr. Marty Fleischman, for those of us that grew up here in Tampa, we certainly remember his dad, Salty Saul Fleischman, on Channel 13, Big 13. Marty sends us $25. Marty, te queremos, brother. Thank you. Gracias, mi hermano. You're the best. Joey,
Yes.
something just hot off the press. How are your fingers? That paper is so hot it just came in. Be careful. Are you burning yourself there?
Yes, we have a donation for 80s, from I'm a little confused by this.
Maybe it's anonymous. Oh, first name only, it says here. First
Yeah.
name only. But then there is no first name that goes with first name
That's
only.
why I was confused.
So with this donation, it comes from, there it is. Read the comments, Joey. Read the
Okay.
comments. Right there, the big rectangular box that's comments.
Yes.
It's from?
So it comes from Dale.
Yes.
From Parrish.
Dale from Parrish.
We all know Parrish, Florida.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And he has donated $86.47.
Come on, Dale. What did you
Thank
get?
you,
He got some
Dale.
merch. That's the kind of donation that'll get him some merch. I think it's the T-shirt. I think it's that sexy new T-shirt that we've got, that seafoam green, that aquamarine blue. It's really cute. It's really, really a sharp T-shirt.
Yes.
That's what I think he got. And if not, Dale, whatever you got, we're happy that you donated.
We're so happy, Dale. Thank you so
We're pleased
much.
that you contributed to us. And thank you. Dale listens to us, and he calls every once in a while, too. And he does, and he sends us emails.
Yeah, there we go.
So again, there's a multitude of ways you get in touch with us each and every week. You send us an email, DJ@WMNF.org. You can text us, 813-433-0885, which then comes to us in the form of an email. Jessica's standing by. If there's something that we should be mentioning today, if there's something that you can send us by way of email or text to remind us, don't forget to say this, Mario, don't forget to ask for this or from this group of people, because we're talking, and this is all a stream of consciousness, and we're going for it. Because we've coming down to the last 15 minutes of our show, 10 minutes of our show, so we're going for broke, and here we are. I've got two more that I need to read here, guys. We're only $500 away, so we're pretty close. Sean just walked in here, and I think Sean's got something else he might like to contribute. Sean, You want to close the deal for us, big fella?
Let's
Come
hear
on.
some support for the conversation. Here's the number to call, 813-239-9663. You can also make a donation at WMNF.org. We've only got a few minutes left, about 9-10 minutes left. We need to hear from you right now. And Mario's going to thank some people, and we'll bring you an update of how much we still need to raise after that.
Great. Thank
you, Sean. Thank you as always. It says here in the comments here of this hot little donation I have in my hand, $50. This is Tito, our brother Tito from
Tito.
Brandon. Tito's the best. He's from Brandon, Florida. Tito, actually via West Tampa. Tito says, I love this program because you showcase people who have been in the Bay Area for many years. I think it's a great idea to interview the other volunteers and hosts.
Thank you, Tito.
That's a little special segment that we do each and every month here called It's a Family Affair. And thank you, Tito, for being such an ardent and supportive person in our community. Also, Jean Campbell from Seminole, Florida. We all know where Seminole is. She comments and she says, keep up the good work. She has made a donation of, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, that's $200.
Jean.
And she's getting, Jean Campbell. I don't know who Jean is, but we'd like to meet her. Jean, let us know. We'll meet you for a Café con Leche anywhere, anytime. She's getting the Woman's Artist short sleeve T-shirt. So
Wow.
thank you, Jean.
Can I say, Jean, I love you?
There you go. You can say that because it's our show. All right, so we're close. We've got about $500 to go, and let's make a push. We got about 10 minutes left in show, about maybe even less than that. So if you're thinking about doing it, sometimes, Joey, you know how it works. It comes in late. Like people will be listening to our show and listening to the interesting conversations that we're having with our guests, and then all of a sudden, in the last 10 minutes, they get inspired and they call in, and sometimes it gets a little bit too late because we're almost at the end and we can't squeeze the calls in.
That's
Don't let that happen to you.
Don't let that
here.
happen, folks. Money. I'm feeling good. I'm riding on the wave of Jean's love.
Yeah, it's a nice wave.
Yeah, thank you.
But we need to keep it going.
Yeah.
Because as we know, sometimes the waves will get to the shore and then they crash, and we need to look for
So
another
we have
wave.
not reached our goal, folks, and we have just a few minutes left. So please, this is the time to do your part and support us and support WMNF. Give some money, folks, please. Whatever you can.
Do we want money? Do we need money? Is there anything we can do to remind these people how much we need money? Jessica.
I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, hey. Well, I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, hey. Said I need a dollar, that's what I need. And if I share with you my story, would you share your dollar with me? Bad times are coming and I reap what I done sowed. Hey, hey. Well, let me tell you something, all that glitters ain't gold. It's been a long old troublesome road, and I'm looking for somebody come and help me carry this load. I need a dollar, that's what I need. Well, I need a dollar, that's what I need. Well, I don't know if I'm walking on solid ground, 'cause everything around me is falling down. And all I want is for someone to help me. I had a job, but the boss man let me go. He said, I'm sorry.
I need a dollar.
Actually, we need about 400. The donations are coming in now. We are so close. We're just $400 away from making our goal. I want to thank anonymously. Anonymous. You know, the anonymous donors are some of the most giving people. I don't know who that family is, but I'd like to meet them. $108. They get in the WMNF window cling. Thank you again for donating to the conversation. We appreciate you all so much. So listen, let's make a push, y'all. Joey, I want you to
Aloe
get down.
Black, he
I
needs
want you to get-
$400.
I want you to get down and do a couple of push-ups while Sean is going to close the deal for
I
us.
need $400. I need $400.
You know what? I have some good news. It's less than $400.
Is it?
Yeah, you guys need less than $100 right now to meet
Is
your
it?
goal. So if we're looking for a hero out there.
Oh my gosh!
If there's somebody out there who can donate $100,
We've
you would
only
be-
got 5 minutes left, Sean. Come
you
on.
would be the hero to put this show over the top.
Please be our
813.
hero.
Sean, look what you did. Look what you did. You give me
I have that
goosebumps.
effect on people.
I got that chicken skin. Sean says he's got that effect on people, y'all. Did you hear that?
813-239-9663 or WMNF.org.
We need a hero.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. I wonder if we have a song that says anything about hero that we could bring up a song. We didn't think about that. Next time we will.
Yeah.
Next time
But
we will.
any
All right, let's real quickly this last. Listen, we need a hero.
We need less
some-
than $100.
We need some help from our friends, y'all.
yes.
What would you think if I sang out a tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. Gonna try with a little help from my friends. What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel by the end of the day? Are you sad because you're on your own? No, I get by with a little help from my friends. Get high with a little help from my friends.
Ooh, we get by with a little help from our friends.
Oh, Ringo, my friend.
Dude, yes, sir. Listen, we're
He's
jazzed.
still there.
We got about 3 minutes left.
Be our
maybe
Ringo,
4.
ladies and gentlemen.
Come on.
Bring us some money.
I know people think that Ringo wasn't the biggest, brightest star, but you know what? He was the drummer, and he kept everybody on time.
Yeah.
And he's still
A great
with us.
drummer.
Yes, he was underrated for certain.
Yeah.
So anyway, we need somebody to come through with maybe $100 to push us over the top. I know Sean said we need less than 100, but we don't know. It could have been $95.
We'll take 2 heroes at 50.
Yes. Going once.
We'll take 4 heroes
going
at 25.
Going twice. Don't let the hour finish without us being able to.
Please help us make our goal,
Yeah,
folks.
without us being able to thank you. We are so privileged each and every week to bring you this show because, again, as Joe alluded to earlier, a lot of shows here during Midpoint and during the public affairs groupings of shows deal with topics, and some of them are quite dense, and some of them are really leave you with
Thinking.
sometimes fraught because
Yeah.
they elucidate problems and they bring things to mind that maybe you aren't thinking about. We do things a little bit differently here on the conversation because we like to talk about personal narratives. We like to bring you stories that uplift you. Maybe at the end of the week or at the end of the day, certainly on Wednesday, you feel, wow, I can't wait till next Wednesday to hear what interesting persons Joe and Mario are
And
gonna
maybe
have.
you will hear your story being reflected in that person's story.
This would be a good time,
And
not
it's a
only-
connection of community.
Joey, I'm so sorry I stepped on you there, pal, but you gave me something to think about. This might not only be an opportunity, last-ditch effort, to ask for that last donation to get us over the top, $1,200, and we need less than $100 to get there, but also to mention that if you have someone in your life that has an interesting story to tell, please reach out to us because we'd like to interview them here on The Conversation.
That's true. You can make our job a little easier because, folks, we are always looking for others to come in and help us and join us.
You can reach out to us, dj@wmnf.org. Certainly, you can send that email here, mark it to the attention of The Conversation, and Joe and Mario will get back to you. Jessica will get back to you, and we will make sure that your story is heard here on The Conversation. Weekdays, meeting at the intersection of community and culture on WMNF 88.5.
There it is, folks. We need some money.
Almost out of time. Joey,
We need
thank
some
everybody.
money.
Thank everybody before we go because we got about 1 minute left.
Well, I just want to say that it's an honor and a privilege for me and for you to be here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am so absolutely pleased to say this. Just before we get off the air, we just had a donation for $206. $206.
Grand Slam.
Wow.
Jeremy Forer from Riverview, Florida. Jeremy, I'm sending you a virtual hug, my
Jeremy,
brother.
thank you, Jeremy.
I'm sending you that virtual hug over the airwaves. I hope you're getting it. Your unisex
We're loving
artist
you.
short sleeve shirt is coming your way, as well as the women's artist short sleeve shirt. Wow, I'm a little verklempt. I think you might be able to hear it in my voice. We're almost out of time, but with love in
Thank
our
you,
hearts,
Jeremy.
with love in our hearts, we send that to you because we're going to get to do this for another 3 months, 4 months.
There we
maybe.
go.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everybody. You're listening to WMNF Tampa.
This is The Scoop for Wednesday.
I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines. Trump's big, beautiful tax bill passed the House last week. It would implement serious cuts to SNAP,